What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you. This feeling that I know many people have faced, and you know how I'll just get right into it. You know how like when you are faced with when somebody come to you and they tell you something, they reveal something to you that is one of like your worst fears, something that can devastate you. Something that hits you home, something that makes your heart sink, something that make you warm inside, something that make you feel like you're being dropped off of a high building. All of those things happening at the same time. And then you worry about it. Not only do you worry about it, but you actually have anxiety about it. Not only do you not have anxiety about it, but you have uncertainty. See, I discovered, probably for the first time, uncertainty. Being uncertain, not having the right answers, not having the right information, not having all the information. I found that it is so hard. It's one thing of being anxious. It's one thing of being worried, but it's another thing of being to go through uncertainty, to not know how this thing works out, to not know what is the end game. Where did it start? Where did it begin? This is not a type of uncertainty that you go through where you go to a job interview. And maybe you might have that ability. You might go through that job interview, or it might be your first date, or it might be that you heard some horrible news about your child. Maybe it's some horrible news that you heard about the person that you love, your relationship. Someone shared to you that someone cheated on you, someone turned their back on you. That person that left your life, the person that you love so much, the thing that you cared about, the person that you love so much, and the people that you cared about so much, and you find out they want to turn their back on you. You know in your mind that you have God. You know in your mind that you must go towards God, but you are faced with an imminent amount of uncertainty. What do you do in that situation? What do you do? How do you respond in that major issue that's bothering you? That uncertainty that will cause you not to sleep. That uncertainty that the first thing is on your mind is that uncertain situation. What do we do? How do we act? How do we respond? You want it to go away. Something like that falls upon you and hits you and beats you down so strong you just want it to go away. The thing is that you look for rest. You look for peace. You look for mercy. You ask God, what should you do? What's happening? You know that in your heart that you trust him so much. You trust him with everything you got, but you can't shake this uncertain feeling. This traumatic event that's taken form, that is still unfolding, that issue that is unfolding day after day after day after day. What do? How do you process it when you don't even know? You don't have all the information. How do you gather the strength to get up every morning and to carry on your routine? How do you get up in the morning and get the kids ready to go to school? How do you come home every day to cook dinner, to clean the house? How do you get that feeling in yourself to be able to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, even while you're going through this uncertain period of time? You hear people say, you got to put God first. You got to go to God first. You got to seek him. You got to get into his presence. Even though that is the truth, I see that most people, it's the most hardest thing to do. It's the most cataclysmic issue that can possibly be done and to happen is for you to try to settle yourself down and tell Jesus all the things that is bothering you, all the racing thoughts, all the issues, all the uncertainty, all the circumstances, all the things that's unfolding around you, the anxiety, the worry, the anxiousness. What do? How do you get there? How do you get that peace? How do you get that mercy? How do you get that grace? What do you do? What do? We've all been there. We've all been faced with this. I would have to say anxiety and worry is one thing, but it's that uncertainty. That's the devil. That's that evil one. Uncertainty can plague your mind so much. You can make endless possibilities. See, sometimes with anxiety, we grab things that we can't handle. We grab things and we actually grab things and we make something out of nothing. When we worry, we do those things worry is pretty much the same thing of anxiety. They work together. But what do you have when somebody drops something on you? When they tell you that this person has passed away, that you are so dependent on, that something has occurred. How do you deal with that? How do you process that? How do you say, what am I going to do now? How am I supposed to move forward? How do we close off, and how do we get into that frame of mind where we go into our quiet place, our secret place, our praying place? It is so hard because the truth of it is, before that uncertainty came along, you practiced this. You've practiced it day after day. You've prayed. You've got in that secret place. You know you've heard from God. You lived that. You know what to do. You in that secret place, and you practice for this day. You prepare for this day. You study your Bible. You attend Bible study. You pastor. You preach. You teach. You do all of it. You prophesy. You know your gifts. You know everything about it. You know everything that's happening. You know you're walking your faith out. But what do you do? What do you do when it hits you? How do you gather yourself from that uncertainty when it hits you? It's like a bomb going off. It's like an explosion going off. Something that hits you so hard that you don't even know. You have no idea where it came from. You can't sleep. You can't think. You can't eat. You can't drink. You don't know if you're coming or going. It's the most horriblest feeling. Yet we all face that. I will say, all I can say is what helped me. What helped me was getting before God, talk out loud, tell him exactly what's going on in your mind. Tell him exactly how you're feeling. Tell him exactly what you're thinking. You'll get temporary relief from that. But every time that you go back and you say, I'm thinking of this, Lord. I'm thinking about this, Lord. I'm thinking about this, Lord. I'm thinking this is where I'm going. This is what's happening. This is where I'm at. This is how I'm processing it. Thinking about this, Lord. This is where it's at. Go back in that secret place, and you can, even though that you don't have the mental capability of praying to conjure up a prayer, but what you can do is you can sit in that secret place, in that praying spot. You can go into that bathroom. You can sit in that car. You say, Lord, this is how I'm feeling, and I need your peace. I need your rest. I need your mercy. I need your grace. Do this through any troubled time. One of the troubled times that I've had, pastor, I heard one thing that came, and this was definitely from God. God said, if I thought this was going to destroy you, I wouldn't have called you. If I thought this was going to destroy you, I wouldn't have called you. That was powerful. That was something that gave me peace and gave me rest and gave me mercy and made me feel better. Gave me something to hold on to, though. Even though that uncertainty was there, it gave me something to hold on to. Gave me something to remember. It gave me something to look forward to. So I used that. I had something from God to tell me, if I thought this was going to destroy you, I wouldn't have called you. Then, as I moved through the process, as I bowed down and as I prayed and as I looked at the situation, and I kept rolling it over, meditating on it day and night, unable to grab my focus, and sometimes being able to come up and grab my focus. I heard in a sermon, Galatians chapter 6, verse 17, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Paul says this, but this is what the Lord has popped off those pages in that sermon that I listened to from that preacher. Galatians chapter 6, verse 17, from now on, don't let any trouble me with these things, for I bear only my body the scars that show that I belong to Jesus. For now on, don't let anyone trouble me with these things, for I bear on my body the scars that shows that I belong to Jesus. What I glean from this, what I pull from this, what is revelation to me about this? Don't let anyone trouble me to the point. Don't let any situation or circumstances trouble me to such a degree that will cause me to lose focus on who I am. I am with Jesus Christ. It helped me and it guided me. It showed me, don't ever let me get that trouble. And I worked on it and I will continue to work on it to get ready for the next battle because it will come. But the second part of that is more even important as well. For I bear on my body the scars that show that I belong to Jesus. As we face uncertainty, as we face anxiety and we face worry, those things bear down on us. They are spiritual whips that slap us in our backs. That enemy called Satan and his demons and his principalities of his evil kingdom will fall upon you and he will hit you. And if you are not ready, if you are not prepared, it will knock your lights out. If you are not strong in your faith, and if you can't be able to call out the name of Jesus in the midst of such a horrible situation, you won't be able to last. And I wanted to share this with you. I had to. It wasn't anything that I had to share this testimony with you. I had to break this thing down. So hopefully that it helps you, because even the strongest people can fall under the weight of uncertainty and worry and anxiety that's dropping down on you all at the same time. I want to thank you for watching. God bless you, and God bless your family.